Hello, this is Legend TV. The player I'm introducing today is a legend who led the golden era of Spanish football with the most Spanish style of play. He is also a Barcelona legend and one of the greatest central midfielders in the history of the sport. It is no exaggeration to say he reached the pinnacle among countless pass masters, the conductor on the field, Xavi Hernandez. Born on January 25, 1980 in Catalonia, one of the wealthiest regions in Spain, Xavi was a prodigy who, at the age of 5, already showed high-level skills, enough to play with much older children. People at the time even said, he already has the legs of a professional footballer. One day, Xavi's father went to watch his son play football with other children. He noticed that while other kids were just chasing the ball, Xavi stood alone, holding his position and staying at a distance. Curious, his father asked him after the game, "Why don't you chase the ball?" Xavi replied, "Even if I stay apart over here, eventually my friends send the ball to me." Hearing this, his father instinctively knew what kind of path this child would walk as a footballer, and before long, Xavi caught the eye of a Barcelona scout. In 1991, at the age of 11, Xavi Hernandez joined the Barcelona Youth Academy, La Masia. At the time of his entry, his position was an attacker, but because he was slower than other players, he moved to central midfield. Inside La Masia, Xavi's nickname became the Machine. It was a nickname earned through his relentless movement and machine-like precision in passing. The Spanish national team also called him up consistently, and he went through the national elite course. At the age of 18, he captained the team to victory in the European Youth Championship, and in the U20 World Cup, he recorded 2 assists against Brazil. Eventually, having brought the FIFA Youth Championship trophy to Spain, he made his senior debut in the 1998-1999 season, and the player he formed a duo with was none other than Pep Guardiola. The following year, when Guardiola was sidelined due to a major injury, manager Van Gaal gradually increased Xavi's playing time in place of Pep. When Guardiola announced his departure for an overseas move in the 2001-2002 season, Xavi officially began to establish his name as a regular starter. Having established himself as the general of the midfield following Guardiola from the 2001-2002 season, Xavi formed a fantastic combination with Philip Cocu. He participated in the 2002 Korea-Japan World Cup, but he was pushed aside by Baraja and Valleron, appearing mainly as a substitute without receiving many opportunities. Entering the 2002-2003 season, he went through a difficult time when Van Gaal was dismissed mid-season. When Rijkaard's 4-1-2-3 formation failed to get on track, Xavi also faced much criticism. However, with the introduction of the 4-3-3 formation and the addition of Edgar Davids, which relieved his defensive burden, Xavi performed a beautiful harmony with Deco in the 2003-2004 season, essentially establishing a double playmaker system. Until he collapsed from injury in the 2005-2006 season, he displayed performances that were among the best in his entire career. Overcoming his long-term injury, Xavi managed to participate in the 2006 Germany World Cup. Although he won the 2006 Champions League by defeating Arsenal, it was difficult for him to receive much attention as he couldn't perform extensively due to the injury. Afterward, Euro 2008 became the turning point that made everyone focus on him. Many fans were focused on Zinedine Zidane, who troubled France and Italy in the 2006 Germany World Cup, and Spain was far from their interest because they were always weak in tournaments. Xavi announced the beginning of the Invincible Armada's golden era in this tournament, winning the title and being selected as the MVP. He recorded a pass success rate of nearly 90%, a goal in the semifinals, and the final crowning assist in the final match. Later, as Pep Guardiola took over as Barcelona manager, Xavi became the core of the Tiki-Taka tactics and the system itself, leading Barcelona. In the 2008-2009 season, they crushed other teams with an overwhelmingly powerful appearance. Xavi showed incredible pass success rates and performances throughout the tournament, contributing to completing the team's strength. he became the primary contributor to achieving the treble by defeating Manchester United in the Champions League final. In 2009, he again led an extremely powerful Barcelona with a top-tier performance, recording 30 assists total, including La Liga and the Champions League. At the same time, Barca reached the point of reclaiming the throne of La Liga from Real Madrid. With this performance, they confirmed the league title in 2009. Particularly in the second El Clásico of the league season, Xavi assisted both goals for Messi and Pedro, leading the team to a 2-0 victory and virtually deciding the championship. However, unfortunately in the Champions League, he faced concentrated marking against Mourinho's Inter Milan, being specially stifled by Cambiasso, and ultimately failed to exert his power, leading to elimination in the semifinals. Participating in the 2010 South Africa World Cup, Spain and Xavi again faced concentrated checks from other countries trying to block the pass-centered play revealed in Euro 2008. Xavi, who received arrows of criticism for a sluggish performance in the group stage, assisted Villa's winning goal against Portugal in the round of 16 when a victory was needed, sending the team to the quarterfinals. Then he helped Puyol's heading winner against Germany in the semifinals, putting the team in the final and leading Spain to their World Cup victory. When Spain placed the World Cup star on their chest, Xavi couldn't hide his joy, saying, "It's the moment a dream came true." Xavi only took 7 shots in 7 games during this tournament, but with an average pass success rate of 81% in the Spanish midfield and a work rate of more than 14 kilometers per game, he played a major role in Spain ascending to the top of the world. In the 2010-2011 UEFA Champions League final against Manchester United, Xavi assisted Pedro's opening goal with a pinpoint kill pass and led Barcelona to a 3-1 complete victory with nearly perfect game coordination. His performance was the highest level of the day, second only to Lionel Messi, who scored the winning goal. After achieving the feat of the sextuple by winning every competition with the club in 2011, Xavi's performance slightly stagnated in the second half of the following season, and fans began to say that at 32, Xavi had reached an age where his stamina would hold him back. Since he had shown such an immense work rate on the field until then, it was natural to assume his stamina had reached its limit. However, since there was no player to replace him immediately, he continued to play in matches, and it became even more apparent that Xavi's performance was not what it used to be. Particularly in the 2013-2014 season, in the league and Champions League matches against Atletico Madrid, he showed that his aging had progressed significantly, and the tactics themselves were not optimized for Xavi. Regardless, as Xavi struggled, it was inevitable that the overall power of Barcelona's midfield and the sharpness of their attack would dull. Consequently, Barca faced a major crisis. They finished the season without a trophy, and rumors of an end of the dynasty began to circulate. The 2013-2014 season was also unlucky. Starting with Messi's injury in the first half, Piqué and Valdés also suffered injuries in the second half. In fact, during the periods without injuries, they showed nearly perfect performance. Along with this, Spain suffered the humiliation of a group stage exit in the 2014 Brazil World Cup. Specifically, the 1-5 match against the Netherlands was close to a disaster. Many said it was a sign of the collapse of Barcelona and Spain, and that Tiki-Taka is over. Among them, Xavi was the player who received most arrows of criticism. The reputation of Xavi, who had been world-class enough to be selected for the World Best 11 for 6 consecutive years, began to crack. As he aged, Xavi decided to transfer after the 2013-2014 season, feeling he could no longer play as a regular starter. However, for the 2014-2015 season, Luis Enrique, a new manager who had experienced both being a player and the B-team manager at Barcelona, arrived. Enrique, who had played alongside Xavi in the past, knew that a spiritual pillar like Xavi was needed for the disoriented team, and earnestly requested Xavi to stay for just one more year. Meanwhile, at this time, Xavi received transfer offers from those he had deep ties with, such as Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich and Louis van Gaal at Manchester United. However, Xavi politely declined these offers. Bayern recruited Xabi Alonso and Manchester United recruited Ander Herrera as alternatives. Then, Xavi decided to dedicate himself to the team as a rotation player for 1 year. After Carlos Puyol retired in 2014, Xavi took over the captain's band and officially retired from the national team to focus all his efforts on his club. Certainly, the 2014-2015 Barcelona felt as though they had somewhat broken away from Xavi's specific color. They transformed into a team that moved beyond extreme possession football to employ more experimental and rapid counterattacks. Joining the newly recruited Luis Suarez and Neymar to form the MSN trio, Barca achieved the club's second treble in the 2014-2015 season. Although Xavi was not a starter in the Champions League final, the sight of him lifting the Big Ears trophy after the match deeply touched the hearts of the fans. After announcing on May 21, 2015, that his career would see a change with a 2-year contract with Al Sadd in the Middle East following the end of the season, Xavi played his final La Liga match at the Camp Nou. He was moved to tears as he was substituted for Iniesta around the 40th minute. And on May 20, 2019, having announced it on May 3, Xavi, now 39 years old, announced his retirement, thus ending his professional career after 21 years. Xavi Hernandez, the ultimate master of his career, with 767 matches for Barcelona, 133 matches for the Spanish national team, and 25 trophies. There was no name more suitable than Xavi to symbolize Spanish football, represented by Tiki-Taka. Also, Xavi was the only player who could show momentary brilliant passes and creative play throughout the entire 90 minutes. Perhaps that is why the nickname Passmaster belongs so exclusively to Xavi. If you enjoyed watching, please click like and subscribe.